Sometimes a single photograph just stops you in your tracks. And today, we're not going to be breaking down some complex chart or a huge news story. Nope, we're going to dive deep into just one image to figure out exactly what makes it so powerful. Okay, so just take a look at this. Before your brain even really has time to analyze what you're seeing, you feel something, don't you? It might be a little smile, or maybe you literally just said awe out loud. It's just a warm feeling. So the big question we're going to tackle here is why? What is going on both visually and even psychologically to make us react like that?
All right, to get to the bottom of this, we've got to start by dissecting that immediate gut reaction. That awe moment. So let's break down the basic building blocks of what our brain is actually registering as cute. Now, what's so interesting here is that these aren't just random preferences. These are pretty much universal triggers. It's all part of something called the Kinchin schema, or, the baby schema. Basically, our brains are hardwired to see these features and just melt. Why? Because they're the same traits we see in human babies. It's like this biological shortcut that flips a switch in our brains to be protective and caring. And this little calf? Wow, it's like the perfect example. I mean, let's just go right down the checklist, shall we? Large, dark, forward-facing eyes? Yep, check. A rounded, compact little body? Absolutely. A head that's just a little too big for its body? Oh, you bet. And that soft little button nose? Double check. This calf is basically a walking, breathing masterclass in hitting every single one of those cute triggers.
But okay, there's one feature here that just goes way beyond that basic blueprint. It's so dominant, it really deserves its own moment. Yeah, we need to talk about the fluff. I mean, just look at that. The texture is probably the first thing that really hits you, right? That mix of brown and white hair. It's so incredibly thick and soft-looking that it almost blurs the line between a real animal and, I don't know, a super expensive plush toy. You can almost feel how soft it would be just from the picture. It absolutely screams huggable, and that's just such a powerful tactile thing.
Okay, so we firmly established the overwhelming, off-the-charts cuteness. No doubt about that. But if we start to look a little closer, the image actually starts to tell us a story. And it's all hidden in the small details, the things that aren't actually part of the animal itself. So the first clue is pretty subtle. You see it? That little white tag in its right ear? That's a man-made object, right? And it's a super clear sign that this isn't some wild animal out in the forest. A tag like that implies ownership, probably care. It's a direct connection to our human world. And that one little detail immediately plants a question in your head, doesn't it? Like, what does that mean for this animal's life? Is it a pet? Is it part of some special breed on a farm? All of a sudden, that tag just opens up this whole narrative that goes way beyond just a cute animal in a field. And then our eyes land on the black harness. And that just reinforces that first clue big time. I mean, it's clearly not for decoration, right? That's a tool. It's for guiding the animal, and that suggests an even closer relationship with people, that this little one is being trained or led somewhere. Which, of course, leads to the next big question. And where is it being led? Is it on its way to a show? Maybe a new pasture? Is it going to meet someone? See, that harness, it transforms the calf from just a static subject into a character that's in the middle of doing something, even though the photo itself is perfectly still. It's pretty cool. All right, so now let's zoom out from those tiny little details and take a look at the whole scene. Because the world this little calf lives in, well, that's just as important for the story as the animal itself. And this chart here really breaks it down for us. So, up front, in the foreground, you've got green grass and dirt. It feels natural, earthy. But then, you see that white fence in the middle ground? That immediately signals safe. It tells us this is an enclosed space. It's domesticated, not some dangerous, wild place. And then way in the back, those soft, out-of-focus trees just create this peaceful, serene atmosphere. The entire setting is basically designed to make you feel calm and safe looking at it. So, okay, we've looked at the biology of cute, the incredible texture, the little clues that tell a story, and the setting. Now, let's put it all together. Let's build a simple little formula that explains why this image is just so incredibly effective. You can almost think of it as a 4-part emotional stack. First, you start with that non-negotiable foundation, the biological triggers for cute that our brains are totally wired for.
Then you layer on an absolutely irresistible texture, in this case, the fluff. Step 3, you add that narrative hook, those little human clues that make us curious. And finally, you frame the whole thing in a setting that just feels peaceful and safe. It's not any one of these things. It's the combination of all four that really makes the image stick with you. And really, this is the most important takeaway of all. I mean, a picture of a cute animal is one thing, we see them all the time. But a picture that uses these subtle little details to make you an active participant, to make you wonder and imagine the life of this little creature, well, that's what elevates it from just a simple photo into a really powerful piece of communication.
So, I'll leave you with this question. Now that you can see all these different elements at play, the biology, the texture, the story, what story do you see when you look at it? Because ultimately, the story you create in your own head, that's what gives this photograph its real, lasting power.